Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching GEEKCASTER, everything sci-fi, fantasy, and geek culture. I'm Michael, and in the studio we have with us today
MoMo,
Dayveyonne, Bussy. I'm gonna bring the smoke to your TV.
So, it's cold outside, but Netflix is hot. It is. They're releasing a lot of stuff. Half of it is crap, but the other half is hot. Let's start out and talk about with some of the hotness. And I believe it's Kengan Ashura?
Yes.
See?
Kengan Ashura.
Kengan Ashura.
All right, so and we're gonna give everybody a heads up. These are the things we're gonna talk about today, because I think a lot of people are asking, like, "Hey, how do we know what you guys are gonna talk about?" So here's a list of what we're gonna talk about during today's show. All right, so tell us about this anime.
Well, everybody else, I'm gonna let you know what Kengan Ashura is. Mm-hmm. It's pretty much about a fight tournament that corporates, they use generic corporate companies like Nintendo, but it's Nintendo, or gasoline corporations, and they basically use this to bet on certain fighters to basically win this tournament. Mm-hmm. So the higher the ranking, the more powerful, I guess, the more pride, the more the money it goes up. So it's like the top fighter is like $1 trillion.
Okay. So it's like a Fight Club kind of.
Correct.
First rule about Fight Clubs, we don't talk about that.
Well, with this Fight Club, everybody knows about this Fight Club.
All right. Well, is it worth checking out?
Of course. If you're talking about fights, good animation with the fight choreography, you're going to love this. Very good story is really good with story-wise. Story-driven. Each character, each fighter has their own story and their own purpose of being in this tournament. Just like the corporations, they have their own reasons for basically, some just want to be getting contracts, some are doing cutthroat things to manipulate the rules.
And this is a fan favorite. Actually, a fan hit us up and said to mention it on the show, that people should be checking that out. So that's why we're doing it. All right, so let's move on to Sailorboom. We all went to the Sailorboom party. And how was that?
Yeah.
It was really fun, honestly. So the reason they're like poking fun at me and laughing is because I don't know why, but every time I go to any type of nerd event, like nerd party, because it's New York, we have a lot of actual parties and stuff, so every time I go to a nerd party, I get hit on a lot. Like, it's uncommon. And so
what you're saying is, when you go to a regular, quote-unquote, normal party, you don't get hit on?
I don't at all.
Okay. Well, they see you as one of them.
Yeah, it is. But
so,
like, and then like there are other girls at the party, because I'm not the only female nerd. It's just like that. So there's other girls at the party, and like I know they're not getting hit on, and I'm just like, how can I not get hit on this entire time? And so it's a thing. And so, okay, so Sailorboom, we went to Sailorboom, and I told these two about it. I was like, this always happens somehow, some way, it's gonna happen. And I went to go get some water, and some dude gave me the fell from heaven line. I've never in my life.
Well, the best part is we said before, what's going to be the worst pickup line, and I guess that was the winner.
Yeah,
of the night?
that was the worst pickup line. And then like,
guys, step your game on no pickup lines. Just be straight up. Like, when you go to a party, if you see an attractive girl, just go to her and say, "Look, they're very attractive."
It wasn't even like, it wasn't just the heaven line. It was literally the fact that he was, like, against the wall. It was dark. I couldn't see him. He just, like, walked in.
Wait. So he did the Miles Morales...
Yes, pretty much.
He did the...
No, he didn't. He didn't touch me.
Oh, man.
He didn't touch me.
And for all of you that don't know,
like
you got to see Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Spider-Verse, you know what we're talking about.
Like,
Miles Morales, Spider-Man. Hey.
Hey, did you fall from heaven?
I ran so fast.
But you know what's so funny? You can make that actually work if you have skills.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah. Yes, you can.
It depends on who it is. I'm going to be honest. Like, me, I have to be straightforward because it worked for me because I'm too much of a comedic person. I have to have my serious tone.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, okay, if I just use you as a example, if I came up to you and be like, yo, your name is Momo, how you doing? You know, it's nice to meet you. Would you like to grab a drink someday or something like that? Because I know my comedic moment, somebody won't take me serious if I start saying, yo, shorty, how you doing? Or
I don't even take my friends serious when they say that.
Actually, that's actually worse than you fell from heaven, actually.
Or
No, okay, so you fell from heaven is only worse because it's like a generic bad pickup line. Like, it's stated as bad pickup lines, go. That's like one of the first 5 that gets stated is the fell from heaven line.
So I think what we're going to do is, the next 3 shows, give our Sailorboom pickup line bad experience or something we observed during. Yeah, so we'll do that. But let's move on to Mandalorian, one of the best shows on Disney Plus right now.
yes.
Hands down. I mean, they got the classics and everything, but
That's one of the most popular ones that's being watched right now. Like, trending. Especially when you have Baby Yoda.
I think that's a little unfair though because it's the only new thing on Disney Plus.
No, you got other stuff, but it's just the fact that it's Baby Yoda.
Oh, they're copyrighted.
But is it really though?
Yes, because he looks like
because they're not. I mean, it could be from his race of people, but they have it ambiguous, and I think that's not fair.
But the thing about it is they're supposed to be extinct though.
Wait, Mandalorian takes place after
5 years after Return of the Jedi.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's still before. It's in between Return of the Jedi and the new ones.
Yes.
Okay.
It was a moment where
And Pedro Pascal, I think he's doing a great job.
Yes.
Carl Weathers.
Oh my.
Very happy to see him. And listen, talk about Action Jackson, Rocky 1 and 2. Carl Weathers was like, just so happy to see him on screen again. Yeah. Predator. He did a lot of classics. Definitely.
And to be totally honest, sorry to interrupt you.
But you did anyway.
I am sorry, sir. But anyway, my doctor is related to him.
Oh, really?
What up with New
That's
York?
very random.
Everyone knows everybody. Oh, yeah. What up with Pseudo New York and everybody?
See, stereotype.
But no, check out, because he did a lot of great work, and I'm really happy to see him out there again. And he's kind of the villain in this one.
Yeah, and this but he does a good job as a villain.
So let's go. What is Mandalorian for everybody that has no idea about the show? And let's kind of get people to check that out. So this takes place 5 years after Return of the Jedi, and let's see. I want to see if I can find okay. Bounty hunter is complicated profession. He takes a job and something goes sideways, which happens to be a package. And this package happens to be this baby. And he kind of goes against, I guess, the order.
Or the guild.
The guild. Against the guild. And the guild is a membership of a whole bunch of bounty hunters and you get jobs, you get missions, and you don't ask questions. You just do what you got to do and get the money. You bring people in, dead or alive. He brought the package in alive and decided to save the package, which is a baby, and I'll leave it at that.
Doesn't remind you of Transporter, but anyway.
But it's great. The effects are good. The actors are really good. It is missing something, to be honest. I mean, there is a part of you're just so happy to see something different from the
I think I know what it is.
Star Wars films that are out.
I think I know what it is.
What is it?
The lightsabers.
That is true.
None of the episodes you saw the lightsabers.
Right. Well, there's gonna be another season, another set of films that allegedly don't have any Jedis in it, and there's gonna be another set of films that's gonna go way back to the Order and the Republic, before the Republic, with a whole bunch of Sith and Jedis, but nothing to do with the Skywalker family.
Right.
Yeah. Which, hey, new Star Wars movie coming out, and this will be the last of the Skywalker family.
I think it's gotta be like pretty interesting because they created Star Wars around the Skywalker family, but then like they expanded it out to world building, and so now the Mandalorian is pretty much just more world building, and the new Star Wars films that aren't related to Skywalker are more world building, and it's like, oh.
Or is it over with the Skywalkers?
Well, it definitely won't be, because think about it. Disney Plus is Pixar, Disney, Marvel, Star Wars, and National Geographic. So the fact that Star Wars has a whole section, they're just gonna keep building. The Ewoks might get another series again. No, I'm just kidding. But it's not impossible.
It's not possible.
Well, what's going to be pretty interesting, I know it's going to happen because it's Disney. They will capitalize on anything.
Right.
They're going to do an animated series. It's going to happen. It's either going to be an animated series or animated movie. Cartoon Network set the stage for it with their series a couple of years back.
The Rebellion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, like...
Which was okay. I wasn't too crazy about it.
It was pretty good for
it's good for kids.
It was pretty good for like a Cartoon Network serious type show. So
the only thing with that is just about selling toys.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Which Mandalorian's cool because I could see that not being just selling toys, but people might want to buy some of the toys. And that's how you do it. But don't create stuff to sell toys. Create great stuff, and then people will want the toys.
But they are creating stuff because they just got a 6-inch pop figure of Baby Yoda, and people are going crazy for it.
But see, like, so originally television, like for kids, was create the show to sell the toy.
Yeah.
And then now it's evolved because it's not just kids watching, like still watching these shows. It's adults still watching these shows despite growing up. And so like they found a way to profit off the viewership more so than just selling toys. And so it's
speaking of selling toys, Wonder Woman, did you guys see the new trailer?
Yes.
And are you satisfied with it?
I'm intrigued in seeing it. I do feel as though it is better. It feels like it's going to be better than the original.
Interesting.
But I need more details on the villain.
Well, you got to watch the movie, man.
No. Okay,
I mean,
so that's a problem I'll get to in a sec. But like, so with the Wonder Woman trailer, it came out. I was like, oh, okay. Let me watch it. I watched it. I wasn't like overly excited like I was with the first film, but with the first film, it's like, this is finally happening. Whereas with this film, it's a sequel. It's like, okay, what are they going to do? And there's like a very few, if any, female-centered films get a sequel because they're like, it's not going to sell, it's not going to do well. And then the few that do get sequels, the sequels are absolute trash.
Right.
And so this sequel focuses on not introducing Wonder Woman, but establishing Wonder Woman, like establishing her villains in the verse. And so, do you know who she was talking to?
Yeah,
Woman?
Yeah, that was Cheetah.
Okay.
It's just that I want to see her as Cheetah.
No.
I don't want to see her develop yet, or develop her somewhere down the line. I guess because it's like I already know how her character happens, but I want to see it in visual. I want to see it visually.
So with Wonder Woman, a lot of the female characters are actually friends or comrades one way or another, and then they turn into villains. And so it's not Cheetah, it might have been Giganta, don't quote me, but one of the villains, like, she was really good friends with her, and then she became the villain, and that, like, kind of put a dampener on that whole thing, because it's like, oh crap, now I have to go and fight this woman who was my friend, like woman who was my sister.
Then that sounds like something that was I forgot.
It's a whole character development thing.
Oh, I know. Because I went to see the first one. Like the first one, I just felt as though the villain was boring.
Because the villain wasn't present. But in this one, you can see from the trailer, the villain is very present. And, like, you know Cheetah because Justice League. You know Giganta because Justice League. So you don't actually know, I think his name is Max something? I don't remember his name.
Oh, Christine Carol Wiig is playing Cheetah.
Okay. But the male villain.
Maxwell Lord?
Yeah, so...
Again, that's
Lord
Pedro Pascal. Which is also Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Lord is a big villain for Wonder Woman. It's actually a very big villain at one point or another in comics. But because he's Wonder Woman's villain, you don't really hear much about him. Like, there was a whole... okay, spoiler. I'm sorry. Sorry. Spoiler, I'm sorry. The New Gods is the origin of his power.
Okay.
And so, like, that's a pretty big deal.
If they go there, the thing is, how, are they going to stick towards the comics, or they're just going to expand, and that we don't know yet.
Yeah,
that's true.
I mean, they could change anything at any moment. I just don't like the fact that they brought back Steve.
Oh, that's okay. Speculation. That's totally his power. That's totally part of Lord's power. Is that whole in Jessica Jones, when the second season, the Purple Man, every time she saw the Purple Man, it was a hallucination. And so, like, every time you don't see Steve Trevor by himself.
And mind you, she's not saying they're in the same universes. We do know that's Marvel. We do know that's DC. Just in case we get some comments.
Fanboys, don't jump on this. Stay seated.
Oh my God!
Yeah, well, I mean, as soon as I saw him, I said the only thing they can do is, yes, someone bringing him back to life, or it's not really him. Because there was something really weird in the trailer. Remember when she was walking with Trevor, and she says, "Hey," and he starts saying something about like a garbage can.
Yeah. He was like, "What is this?"
He's like, "Oh, that's just a garbage can."
Right, but how would he not know that if he wasn't alive? But then again, he didn't age. Wonder Woman doesn't age.
Right.
Exactly.
So he had to either been frozen, magically brought back, or went to some sort of wormhole or something weird.
See, I'm still on the side of Lord, and that's his power. And so, like, because he was he has that huge satellite thing as far as like broadcasting his power, and he was in the mall, and we don't see Steve Trevor until after they show that first mall scene with his infomercial.
That's true. All right, so we'll see what happens. I mean, they have big shoes to fill in doing this.
Come armor.
Say it again.
I said that Kingdom Come armor. Like, I know a lot of women are gonna be heavy eye roll. Oh my God, just over it because of the armor itself.
Really?
But No, the design.
Okay.
So it's like we're tired of non-armor armor. We just really are. But like the implications of the Kingdom Come armor in the series, it's just like.
Well,
it's like having a holy grail up in the air and you just holding it like.
Well, speaking of cosmic grails and being holiness, the only thing next to that is ghosts, and that's a good transition for Ghostbusters. So this is not a reboot; it's kind of like a part.
It's a sequel. It's a sequel. It's a sequel.
Can't say sequel because they already had Ghostbusters 1 and 2.
So this is part 3.
Yeah. Wait, are the women in it?
No.
No, they're going back.
Straight back to the
80s. In fact, in part of the trailer, one of the trailers I've seen, they said something about, oh yeah, back in the day in the 80s, there's a lot of ghosts or something to that effect, that there haven't been ghosts since the 80s.
Right.
So I thought that was cool. The tone is more of a Stranger Things kind of tone, which is kind of weird that one of the members of Stranger Things is in it. Finn,
I haven't seen the trailer yet. So.
What?
You haven't seen the trailer?
I'm not too big on the up and up, so it's like if it's in my feed, I'll see it, which is why I saw the Wonder Woman trailer so quickly. But like, I still haven't even got the scoop on the on Infinite Crisis.
Oh, I finished that.
Yeah, like.
But
so we got Bill Murray.
He's back.
He's back. Dan Aykroyd's there.
Right.
Sigourney Weaver's there. And we got Ernie Hudson.
Yeah.
So it's good times. And there was a reference, rest in peace, Egon.
Spangler.
So Spangler. No, is Egon? No, isn't it Egon?
Egon.
Yeah, Egon.
Sorry.
And so that was pretty cool. It could be exciting. It could easily go either way. But the last Ghostbusters, I just knew it wasn't going to be good.
It was, and like I was telling people, it had nothing to do with it being females. It's just that the story wasn't really the way everybody expected, because it felt like they put part 1 and 2 together and just added females in and say, here, this is Ghostbusters. And I'm like, this is not how you do things. Either you do a third one and introduce them, and then I didn't like how they did the cameos for the original cast. It was like made up names, and they wasn't even mentioned that they were the original. It was just like, oh, you're just a cameo. You're just a film director or a salesman or whatever. Right. And it's like, okay, these are the originals. So why not?
I'm confused what you're saying.
Huh?
What are you talking? I'm confused.
Okay, and the Ghostbusters female version.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what we was talking about.
Okay, gotcha.
And it just felt like a slap in the face to the people that actually grew up watching the movies and the cartoons.
Right. I could see that. No, definitely. Well, because, I don't know, they just wanted to make a hit. I just knew that all the star power they put into it, and all the women are separately hilarious.
Yes.
But when you put that much of hilarious in a room, I think a lot of writers don't know what to do with all that.
Like how to balance it out.
Yeah, and the only person that was funny in the movie happened to be Chris Hemsworth.
Really?
Yes.
Again, in your opinion?
No,
it was pretty funny that he was the funniest of them all, like, because he's not a comedian, and his role in that film is Tuxedo Mask.
Interesting.
Like, he's explicitly useless.
Well, I feel I don't want to get into a whole political thing, but I think the whole air was you had the nerdy, secretary assistant as a female. So now let's flip it, and it became this whole kind of
dumb, attractive assistant.
That was the point of it and everything. Yeah. That's why I said he's Tuxedo Mask. But like, so with that, they kind of did that with the entire film, as in, oh, just swap it. Mm-hmm. And then go. Mm-hmm. But they didn't really take into consideration the rest of the franchise. They're like, we're just going to restart this franchise and act like the previous ones never happened, when the previous ones weren't bad. And so
They were great. They were classics.
they weren't bad at all, but
But
it's hilarious because in retaliation, I feel like it's an in retaliation thing to the female Ghostbusters movie, is the third one.
Well, yeah, you have to. I mean, because it was so campy
Yeah.
and so silly, you gotta go a different direction. So, but I'm curious to see if the tone is going to carry over. It might not, but we will see.
Did they reference anything from the female Ghostbusters?
No.
Not in the trailer, no.
See, so they just, if it's going the way I think, they just like wrote them out completely. It's like, you decide to write us out, we're gonna write you out.
Yeah, I think because the son, the guy that played Egon, the son actually wrote the script and is directing it. So, and also,
Okay, let's get his name, because I don't, just
Yeah.
out of respect that he's. Let's get the whole production thing going on there. If you could just look that up really quick.
it's my
Right.
thing stopped going slow.
I think mine's faster.
I said if my thing stopped going fast, stop going slow. What else I was about to say?
No, look that up. Don't say nothing.
No, I'm trying to keep it going. So
While we're going?
yes, sir, keep it going. So it's just pretty much. Oh, Paul Rudd is in the movie as well.
Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah.
He's the teacher.
Wait, so who am I looking for again? I'm sorry.
We're looking for Jason Reitman. That's the director. That's
Reitman.
Reitman. I said Whitman. Reitman. Sorry. Correction.
Had to fact check.
Yeah, we had to, because it's important, because I'm sure we're going to get 5 million. How come you can't say his name? You're going to do it.
We will do it correctly this time.
But that's, yeah, that's crazy. All right, so we'll check that out. I believe it will be good. You guys watching, if you're watching this live, hold on, because we're going to do another edition. If you're seeing this on cable, just go to GEEKCASTER.com. You could watch all these different clips and stuff that we're going to. And
Like, share, and subscribe.
this is the ending of I guess you could say geekdom for the year. Like we're almost at the end.
Geeked him for the decade.
Oh wow, that is true. I didn't really think of this as a decade because there's no,
The nerdy 20s.
the nerdy 20s.
2020 vision, glasses.
Vision.
All right, people, you're watching GeekCaster. We'll see you soon. If you're watching this live, hold on.